Welcome back. A group of young South Africans are off to Burkina Faso as part of the African Diaspora Development Institute's Going Home initiative. This is a conference where young activists and entrepreneurs from around Africa and the diaspora get together to exchange ideas. They will participate in events including a business summit, cultural dialogues and community service visits to hospitals and libraries. And to talk to us more ahead of their trip to Burkina Faso next week, we are now joined by influencer and youth activist Pieter Kriel, and he joins us now via our video link. Pieter, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. Let's start off here. Next week you are off to Burkina Faso. Tell us more when it comes to what you will be doing in Burkina Faso.
Well, Mbali, first and foremost, thank you very much for having me. We'll be leaving next week, Wednesday, and we'll be on our way on a very long trip. I think it's about 18 to 20 hours. And we'll make our way into the country of Burkina Faso, to the capital city, where we'll meet with a bunch of youth leaders, youth participants, activists, entrepreneurs from all across Africa. And I have to say that I am very honored to have been chosen as one of these youth participants. It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be given the opportunity to be in the country of Burkina Faso, where I think we get the opportunity to learn a lot about youth-driven initiatives and movements. And we hope to bring that knowledge back to South Africa and share it with all South Africans.
And I mean, Pieter, when it comes to this initiative, why is it so important for you to participate in this initiative?
Well, I think it's important because as Africa develops and evolves into the future magnet of the world, it becomes a place where we need to understand that Africa is much more than different lines on a map. It's a place where we need to stand together for people who are originally from Africa, whose ancestors are from Africa, and for people who have lived in Africa and who have contributed in Africa for hundreds of years and who wants to make a future in Africa. I think it's important for myself to attend this conference because it brings a new perspective. It shows that we are open as the Afrikaner or the white community in South Africa to listen to different opinions and to bring prosperity to the African continent, which is important. As a descendant of Europeans, I've not been in Europe. My descendants have not been in Europe for 400 years. We should not be caring about the prosperity and the future of Europe. We should be caring about the prosperity and the future of the African continent and South Africa.
And when it comes to those who will be representing South Africa, I understand that there is a group of you. How were you selected and how many of you will be part of this initiative?
Well, we're still estimating. It's about 5 to 7 people at this moment, and I was reached out to by a lady called Mersha, who is a member of the African Diaspora Development Institute. I was reached out because I always commentate on social injustice, race, inequality, especially decolonization and deconstruction, especially from a perspective of a young white Afrikaner. I think that brings a bit of diversity. But there are some other prominent influencers, political commentators also expected to go, as well as entrepreneurs. One of these political commentators is well known. His name is Nota, and we're still confirming whether that is final, but it seems like he'll be adding a final and a sparking touch to the South African delegation.
And what do you hope to achieve with this initiative, since you are part of it, and there are a number of other young people in Africa who will be part of this initiative?
Yeah, Mbali, to be quite honest with you, I think for me, this is going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a stepping point in the way I approach the future. I think I'll be learning quite a lot. I'll be hearing quite a lot of opinions, quite a lot of thoughts and ideas, and I'd like to bring that back to South Africa and share it with my fellow youth participants here in South Africa, because that's what I'm all about. I'm about organizing the youth, planting and sowing seeds in the minds of young people, because that is where revolutions begin.
And talking about young people, I mean, I'm sure you've been monitoring what's been taking place on the African continent. Not so long ago, we saw what took place in Madagascar, where a group of young people led protests and overthrew the government. At the same time, we had the same protests being led by young people in Kenya. I'm sure that this will be one of those topics that you will be discussing in Burkina Faso. What do you make of the current uprising when it comes to young or youth activism on the African continent?
Yeah, well, I think I'd like to commentate on this because it brings a unique perspective. A lot of people don't know this fact. 70% of the population of Africa consists of youth. And that is why it's important for the youth to organize, not just collectively, but their minds with knowledge and with revolutionary thought together. And this is what this summit is. It's the first of its kind, and its initiative is to bring people together, to foster unity and to share ideas into how we are going to develop Africa. And I think the youth makes up 70% of Africa. It's time for young Africans, especially Black Africans and people of color, to take their step and to forge their path into the future, because the future of this world will be in Africa in the next few decades, and that is undeniable.
All right, Pieter, thank you so much for your time. That's Pieter Kriel. He's an influencer and youth activist, talking to us there about that youth conference that will be taking place in Burkina Faso. It starts next week, Wednesday.